Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to tell you today why we should remember the Battle of Imphal and why we should study about it. Okay, the Battle of Imphal was just as important as Iwo Jima, Okinawa, and those battles in the Pacific Theater, World War II, Guadalcanal being another one of them. But it's not well known, and it should be. Okay, the battles of Imphal and Kohima were just as important because had the Japanese won that battle, they would have cut all American supply lines and supply routes, American and British supply lines and supply routes to China and the Chinese guerrilla forces that were fighting the Japanese in China. And what the Chinese guerrillas were doing, they were keeping the Japanese in China and forcing them to have a war there where Japan could not take all the other territorial possessions in Asia. Also, there were several American airfields in Burma and in India, and had the Japanese penetrated through India, well, there were several American airfields in India, not quite in Burma, just until the Allies regained control of Burma. There were several American airfields, though, in India, and had the Japanese conquered those airfields, the U.S. Army Air Corps would not have been able to drop supplies to the American ground troops deployed throughout the region. The air support would have been gone, and then the American ground soldiers would have had to worry about Japanese air raids, which they had not been having to worry about for a while. So that's another reason why we need to remember it. Number three, the British Indian soldiers, and 70% of the British forces at the Battle of Imphal were British Indian soldiers, at least 70, maybe even higher. They're the forgotten heroes, the forgotten soldiers of World War II. They're not very well known, and they should be, because the Battle of Imphal and the Battle of Kohima were basically won by the British Indian Army, and there were a lot of key battles in the Middle East as well that protected Britain's vital oil interests that were won by the Indian Army. The British Indian Army. They protected those vital oil reserves. So the British Indian Army is one of the main reasons why the Allies won World War II, and it's largely forgotten that their accomplishments are largely forgotten. So anyway, hope everyone's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye. Bye-bye.